La diffusion vient de démarrer. Tous les participants sont en mode écoute seul.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the January 2018 Product Day. As always, we want to give all those boys and girls out there in Talentsoft land a couple of more minutes to log on and join our broadcast. So bear with us for another 2-3 minutes, and we'll be with you in just a moment.
I knew it felt like a trap when I came into the room and I didn't see you. The three faces are facing me. There's no way that what I see is real. The Amazons are coming. No, the Amazons are coming. No, the Amazons are coming. No, feel it in the atmosphere.
So while you're listening to the soothing sounds of DJ Anthony, we'll just give everyone a moment to log on, and then we'll get started around 11:05.
I knew it felt like a trap when I came into the room and I didn't see you. The three faces are facing me. There's no way that what I see is real, but somewhere I believe that we should be okay. Here in the cave, we can only forget. The Amazons are coming. No, the Amazons are coming. No, the Amazons are coming. No, feel it in the atmosphere.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our January 2018 Product Day, where we'll be walking you through the product demonstration that we'll be showing during the product launch on February 8th. And of course, that product launch will be shown also in your local offices, so you can partake, as anyone can, during this fantastic winter 2018 event. So today, Elodie and myself would like to walk you through the different product features that we'll be showing. And then, of course, we're available for any of your questions that you can send during the webinar, of course, to via the GoToWebinar tab, or also via Skype to Laura or Anthony, and then we can get to at the end. So without further ado, let's get started. So what we want to talk about during our Winter 2018 event is first talk you through a little concept that what companies today in terms of time are spending thinking about innovation. And there's a concept that is pushed by Peter Heinzen that I quite like, that basically stipulates that in order to be competitive in the future, in order to deal with the constant disruption that companies deal with at the moment, well, they should spend about 70% of their time thinking about today, 20% about tomorrow, and 10% about those big moonshot ideas, those ideas that are really out there and help them grow in the future. And why is this important? Well, because the value that is created by that time spent is actually inversely correlated to the time spent. So if you look at the value that's being created, actually the most value is created on the day after tomorrow. So of course, the tasks you deal with today are value add. Of course, what you'll do thinking about tomorrow adds future value, but most long-term value, Heinzen argues, is created in thinking about that day after tomorrow. Now, however, he stipulates that actually the reality is quite different. And the reality today in most organizations, you'll probably recognize, is something more like 93% of our time is spent thinking about today. 7% will be spent about thinking about tomorrow, so what we will do in order to create value for our organization tomorrow. And none of it is spent on the day after tomorrow. And he goes even further. He says that most of the time organizations spend on creating value is actually negative value. He calls it the shit of yesterday. So most of the time spent is actually dealing with those tasks, those issues, those ideas from yesterday, not thinking about tomorrow or even the day after tomorrow. And what we want to do today is think about how Talentsoft can help you, HR, can help organization move a lot of this time and value lost towards the future and think more about innovation and really help our customers, our prospects, move in that ideal world scenario where most of our time, or a lot of our time, can be allotted thinking about today, but also tomorrow, and ideally about the day after tomorrow. And the scenario I want to look at right now is justly so. It's an organization that has this challenge, that would like to think differently, would like to be able to think about the day after tomorrow. And in that role, I find myself today as an HR director at Acme. And I want to actually hire someone in my innovation lab that will allow me to create justifiably a department that only thinks about the day after tomorrow. In order to do that, I of course have to first find that person, and for that, I will use Hello Talent. So you all, of course, know today Hello Talent is our collaborative sourcing and candidate relationship management tool that is all about engaging candidates or prospective candidates in longer term relationships with you already throughout the recruiting and sourcing cycle. And normally we would show you now here a demonstration video of Devo team who has been using very successfully Talentsoft at Hello Talent to be precise over the past years, but that video is not available yet. So for you out there who's validating that video, and you all know who we're talking about, please validate it. We do need it. So let's go move on then. So after Devo team, we'll of course then again look for that talent that we need in order to drive our innovation lab. And if I'm today on a trade show, and if we've all been to job fairs before, we've had issues in finding the right people on job fairs and sorting through the mess of quantity to go into quality. And that's what I want to do now. So I've met Elodie here on this job fair. Elodie, hi, how are you?
Hello, Justice.
Surprising to see you here.
Me too.
So, Elodie, I have, as you've heard about, I have this job running our innovation lab at Acme, and I was wondering if our company and that job would be something that you'd be interested in.
Yes, sure, Justice. I'm coming from a very traditional company where most of the time is dedicated only to the day-to-day. but with an innovation team that we put in place step by step by changing the way of working with more collaborative projects, with a more transversal mission to engage people depending on their aspiration and their passion. We really succeeded in breaking silos. And we really succeeded in free up time to better prepare tomorrow. So of course, the concept you mentioned before is very interesting, and I would be very happy to share my experience with you to create this innovation lab.
That sounds great. Look, it sounds exactly like you would be a good fit for our company and for our innovation lab. So Elodie, do you happen to have a business card for me where that we could stay in touch and reach out to you in time?
Yes, here it is.
Thank you very much. So Elodie is giving me her business card for those who cannot see us, which would of course be more amazing. And so we've all been in this scenario before. We get a business card on a job fair. We met someone that we absolutely think would be a fantastic fit. Now what do we do? So what I will simply do now is use my smartphone and take a picture of her business card, so which you should see on your screen right now happening. You can see here Elodie's business card, and just take a picture. The advantage here again is, of course, I can have the information now, but I want it to be actionable right away. I want my team to have the same information that I have right away. So all I have to do is now share the business card, and to do so, I will open up my Hello Talent app, and I will push that picture into the right talent pool. So I can choose already from the picture the different talent pools where I would like to share that profile within. So in this case, I'll share Innovation Lab. And then I can even share a workflow step that I can assign to Elodie. And why is this important? Because here I can right away move from quantity to quality. I can give my personal judgment based on our meeting. So I think this is someone who should be selected in our process, and save time qualifying her to my team later. So I can push her now into the selected talent pool. I will now open my Hello Talent app just to show you what I can do. And here in my app, I will again choose the Innovation Lab pool that I have created. And you can see here that I have Elodie already available within the pool. You can see I have the different information that maybe my team has already enriched. I could now scroll also down and even jump off into one of her social profiles, such as LinkedIn, if I wanted to. But again, the idea here is the advantage here is the interactivity and the collaborative, the spirit of Hello Talent. Now, if I go back to my headquarter view, and I say my team is already looking at Elodie's profile, I can see here that they can right away have all the information, of course, in one place, as you know it about Hello Talent. But what we can now do is, for example, look at her CV. And within the CV, what we can do is have the system auto-suggest different tags. And you can see if I click on the link up here, suggest tags, automatically the system pulls through the intelligence that's behind it out the keywords that could be interesting for us to tag our profile as. And in this case, let's choose business management. And you can see I've in one click added business management as a key tag. I could do this now over and over, so it saves a lot of time in order to qualify different candidates. You can see the tag has now been added to our tag list. If I now scroll down, you can see the traditional information that you already know, such as social profiles that are pulled in. But again, it's all about collaboration and engagement here again. And what I can do now is activate my network, my social network, and ask anyone who has been working on this talent pool in my network, for example, Laura, who's been at the same school as Elodie, do you have any information about her? Can you give me your opinion? And then in real time, Laura can again react to me and say, here, you saw it already on the screen. I've had a chance to work on a school project with Elodie, and I can highly recommend her. Again, what you see here is highly real-time interactive tool that allows us to not only engage our candidate, but also our network in order to source the right profiles faster and of higher quality. But again, what else we can do is create that engagement link, that relationship link with Elodie now. Again, we can do that from Hello Talent. We can do and send emails from within Hello Talent and share her responses as well within the solution. But what we want to do now, and you can see here the different emails that we've already sent. Now, what we want to do now is, of course, close the cycle. And if I'd say this is her right profile for me, I want to now push her into Talentsoft and close the recruiting cycle by moving on to with the more traditional recruiting process. So again, what we saw in Hello Talent is a very engaging, very collaborative way of doing sourcing and candidate relationship management. We could easily find a candidate, pull in that information, ensure that we enrich it and share it with the team, get the right information from our network, from our trusted network, in order to see if she is the right candidate for us. Now, but let's move on. Let's say Elodie has decided to join our organization, and we can start the onboarding process. And here at Acme, we use Talentsoft Learning for our onboarding process. And why is that important? Because we want to think differently than just our traditional onboarding with checklists and processes to follow. We'd actually like to have an onboarding process that allows new joiners to become engaged with the company from day one. We want to push information and pull information, meaning, and we'll see this in just a moment, we want to make sure that even onboardees can create and become part of our learning community from day one. This is something that is good practice and that we want to really push in order to make sure that Elodie has the right information when she joins. And normally we will now show you here again a video from one of our customers, Proximus. And Proximus has a wonderful message for us. They basically have two tools for learning in their organization. One is PowerPoint and the other one is Talentsoft. And with that, they were able to leverage the creative power of each single employee, something we'll just show you in just a moment, and make each employee a content creator at Proximus. But let's continue. Elodie, welcome again. Let's start your onboarding process. So a quick question for you, because we want to create a highly personalized onboarding process for you.
Yeah.
How do you prefer learning? What is the right content for you?
Yeah, I think just as that in order to learn and memorize easily, the best would be to have a short and above all interactive format.
Great. So something like a video would be good for you,
Yes,
I
I think
imagine.
it would be great.
So let me show you how easy it is to set up a learning content within Talentsoft Learning at Acme. And then I would actually like you to become part of our community and create learning content yourself.
Okay, right.
So what I can do now is simply drag and drop, click, copy paste, browse and select. So any way to integrate content as you'd like. All I have to do is send it in. And of course, I'm always logged in because I'm a very planning person that knows what's going on. So all I have to do is copy and paste here the link to the video. And what you could see now, and again, it's so important to highlight this, is that all the information about this video, everything, the meta tags, the duration, everything was pulled in the description right here into the system. I did not have to rekey anything. I didn't have to add anything. I did not have to copy and paste anything else. All the information that is already available around this video is directly available within the system. Now, in order to make it available for you, all I have to do is publish it. And while I'm publishing it, you can see that I have to simply make sure that I publish it on the right LMS platform. And since we only have one, it's one simple click in order to finish this process. And now we are in our LMS platform. This is where your session of learning will start right away. All I have to do is fill in a bit of information that we make sure that it's tagged right and that we have it in the right community, in the right training path, wherever we want it. And then, Elodie, you can simply get started, and I can sign you up as a learner on our next page, and we'll get to that in just a second. So you can see here, I have the information again. I have the information again about the onboarding course that I created. You can see I even have statistics that I could look at how much time people spend on the course. And in order to sign you up, all I have to do is click the plus button and add you as a learner. And as simple as that, now you're ready to start your onboarding process from my end. However, I would like actually that you, with all the wealth of knowledge that you have from your previous position, you can right away engage with our learning community. So, Elodie, would you feel at ease to already create some learning content yourself if I give you access?
Absolutely.
Fantastic, great. I'm so surprised that you say this.
So let's get started. In one click from the LMS platform, we can go back to the LCMS thanks to the seamless integration, and we can start creating a new e-learning module. And here, our customers may think that they don't have time to create resources, to create e-learning modules. But what we want to show them during the product launch is how fast it can be once they have the right technology in their hands. So here, with the online editor, our customers have more than 40 activities available to design the personalized learning content for the learners community. So we can create any content, presentations, videos. We can give instructions to the learners so that they feel guided in the process. Of course, all the learning methods are available to deliver a fast learning experience. And we can even add a skill catch. So Skill Catch is a mobile app to create user-generated content. It allows to capture videos, to create micro-learning capsules that can be shared in one click with the entire community of learners. So this is something I grabbed just before the session. So I have already a Skill Catch grabbed, and I can add it in one click in my e-learning module. So here, before ending the session, of course, I can create an assessment to track the knowledge acquisition. And I can finally test the module to have the view as a learner and maybe make the last adjustment on my e-learning module. And I'm done, actually. I just have now to publish it on the LMS platform in the session that just created and enrich the content which is available. So when we are connected to the LMS platform, there is something else that will help me keeping engaged in a continuous learning experience, which is the community. So within the community, of course, I can interact at any time with the learners. I can get useful insights from them. And to me, it is also another channel to share my experience and my knowledge. So what we've shown today is how technology helps create learning content, learn faster, and share knowledge and enrich continuously the conversation with newcomers and with the entire learning community. This is exactly what will allow you and our customers to free up time to think more about tomorrow. So I think we are done with this onboarding and learning part. And I think that for our innovation lab, it's time now to think about the objective we want to achieve.
You're absolutely right, Elodie. And again, here, when we talk about objectives, we want to think differently again. There is, of course, the traditional performance cycle twice a year that we can still do and we still like doing because it gives us a certain checkpoint throughout the year as well. But we also want to make sure that we can actually speak throughout the year about our objectives and adapt them because, especially when you have to think about the day after tomorrow, you have to make sure that you're able to be quite agile in your way of thinking and adapting objectives towards the current goals that we have in our organization. Now, what we want to do is we want to first take a quick look at a video from one of our customers, Link by Net. But, however, since we cannot show a video through a webinar, well, let's skip that for now. But know that Link by Net has achieved fantastic results with their 360-degree review cycle that they've set up with Talentsoft, and are quite happy with what they've achieved so far. But we want to achieve similar results here at Talentsoft. So what we want to do at Acme, what we want to do here is leverage Talentsoft in order to do a fully agile performance process with you, Elodie, and set those goals, not only in a top-down, I'll tell you what you have to do way, but also hear from you what you think is important for your missions.
Okay.
So all I have to do is go on to my Talentsoft, of course, my platform that allows me to access all HR processes within Acme, and then search Elodie, and I can see by simply looking her up in the search bar, find her profile, and then click on her new talent profile. What you can see here is our rethought, revamped talent profile that we've, of course, again, co-designed with our customers. You can see I have different tabs with information about a job description, organizational chart that I could now jump off to, but I want to focus on her objectives. Now you can see on the bottom already, if we talk about the objectives that we've already fixed, there is, of course, one that is about the onboarding process. There's another one that's more of a corporate goal. Another one that is around the technology partner ecosystem that I have decided as a team lead I need her to focus on. But Elodie, I would like to hear from you. So we need another key objective for you. And what do you think that should be, seeing what you want to achieve here at Acme?
I think just as that for the Innovation Lab, the priority is to actually establish the team.
Okay. So I think then what we can simply do is create a new objective.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think you can? This is achievable by the end of the year?
Yes, it should be done by the next 2 months, actually.
Well, I think that's very ambitious. I think that's great. And it'll allow us also to have regular checkups during the time to see that you actually can achieve it. Great.
Okay.
Now, of course, having an objective is great, but how would you define the mission? Because we work more on a project base here at Acme. So, what are the key missions for you that you would like to do within this objective?
Yeah, I think that the transversal mission we are involved in is to drive innovation within the company. So we could perfectly attach this objective to a mission that is drive innovation.
Okay, let's do so. And that's already it. You can see again, we're able to create performance management objectives extremely easily. We expressly wanted to show you how quick you can actually add different missions to your employee, that you can add the objectives to each mission that they can then be measured against.
Okay, and Justus, to get started, would you have a way to help me identify a talent to get started with my Innovation Lab?
Well, it's exactly linked to what we just talked about. Absolutely yes. So the answer is an emphatic yes. And for that, we use our talent review module.
Okay.
And this is really the big innovation that I'd like to share with you all today, is our all new talent box. So in order to access our highly flexible and fully adaptive talent box, all you have to do is go to your talent grid and choose those key talents that you would actually like to have participate in this talent review. So we can see here, you can just one click, we can select the employees and then select the talent box we can have here. Again, I want to stress that we're able to create any number of N box. So this is a classical 9 box, but as you will see in just a moment, we're able to, through a flexible setup, allow you to have any type of box set up for your review process. What we can see here now is the classical performance and potential talent box. However, I think what we need to look at is different criteria. So in this case, let's take a look at our performance and innovation 9 box, and you can see here that I have 2 axes that are completely different from our classical setup. We're actually able to measure different key objectives within the solution and then create a performance matrix based on those.
Okay, just to send here, I see that two people are not positioned yet, but actually I already spoke them within the community before, and I'm really sure that they have a high drive for innovation. So I think you can position them right now on the Steve Jobs box.
Well, in this case, all I have to do is drag and drop them onto the Steve Jobs box. I could add a comment if I'd like to that we spoke and he's Steve Jobs material. And I could do the same, of course, with Manuel and make sure that he has been added as well.
Okay, and how can you make sure that your decision is taken into account here?
All I have to do is apply, and I can, in one click, make sure that the changes I've made that will be again shown to me in order to avoid any error are applied to our talent review grid and our talent process. So none of the changes will be lost if I can apply them here. Again, a very strong feature here within Talentsoft.
Okay, great. And so with these two boxes, I think that Brian is a good match for my innovation lab. Can you see where is Brian?
Well, he's not in the kitchen, but he's actually, by simply searching the box, I can find his profile, and simply by clicking on it, I can see where he is. So I can see that he's highlighted within the Steve Jobs box. So it's very easy, again, to identify key talents as well.
Okay, and do you think he would be interested in such a project?
Well, it's a great question, Elodie. Of course, a high performer with a high drive for innovation is always someone interesting to talk to, but I'd like to actually look at another criteria. So if we can look at another box that we've created, and you can here again see what we talked about before in our retention risk matrix, that we are able to set up different types of talent boxes. And we can see here that by clicking on Brian, where he's positioned, that he is actually also a higher retention risk or high departure risk, meaning that this is absolutely someone that you should speak to in order to propose him a new mission, a new project, because it may help him get more engaged and again healthier, especially someone that has such a high impact on the organization.
Okay, that's great, because this is exactly what we want to do with the lab. What we want to do is to engage employees with projects that are fulfilling for them, which will help retain talents on the long term, and we want to align people's aspirations with the needs of the organization. So what you've just seen is how technology helps in this challenge. Thanks to collaborative sourcing, social learning, continuous conversation, we can break silos, we can liberate the knowledge across the organization, and we can free up time to create value for tomorrow and for the day after tomorrow.
Exactly, and so we saw this throughout our demonstration. We saw this in Hello Talent, are we able to quickly source a new talent, make sure that through our community we're able to qualify them and engage in a relationship from moment one.
Yeah, and we've seen with the powerful LCMS seamlessly integrated with the LMS platform how you can design a highly personalized learning experience.
And that personalized experience goes even further, because in our performance and process where there's a continuous conversation, again, the engagement between manager and employee is so strong. We're able to create a very agile way of having conversations around missions with objectives attached to them that can be from the organization, but also bottom up from the employee.
Yeah, and finally, we've seen how the talent review and the talent box can be fully tailored to our customers' needs, and how it can help identify the right talent for the right mission in your organization.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Elodie.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so normally we'll wrap this up now with a quick look at our roadmap, which we can do now, which of course all around e-signature, which is of course is coming soon as part of our hub module. There is, of course, things going on around GDPR in order to make sure that we're fully compliant with the new ruling in May. There is news and analytics, and of course, we'll have more details coming forward in the next weeks, especially. And around missions, you saw a first teaser here, that our future within performance management will be more around a mission-driven performance cycle. As we've seen this with many of our most innovative customers, is that they are trying to set up their performance review cycle around a more mission-based way of working, and that is a key innovation that we'll keep driving and striving for in the future with Talentsoft, and we will make sure to inform you more in the coming weeks about what is going to happen there as well. So with that, we of course came in as always under time, which I always love, and we have more than enough time to answer any questions you may have. You can of course send us your feedback as always. I'd also like to remind you that competitive intelligence lives and dies without or with you. So if you have any information about our competitors, be it information about pricing, features, videos, anything that's out there that you may think is important, don't consider that we've already seen it. Just send it to competitive.intelligence@talentsoft.com or join the workplace group. All the information is, of course, curated and then redispatched through our battle cards that are available on the Product Marketing SharePoint. So with that, thank you very much. And if there are any questions, we're, of course, available for them. If not, happy hunting, happy whatever. Is there a holiday? No happy holidays. And have a successful first quarter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So there's a great question here about our international customers. If they cannot make it to the product launch because it's happening in Paris, what can they do? So our marketing team will send out personalized links that people can join. The product launch will be sent broadcast, of course, live. And so they will, through a link, anyone out there can actually join the product launch event and look at our broadcast online on their computer. So yes, that link exists, and that will be handled by the marketing team. So you can please contact Charlène in the marketing team for more information.
And for you guys internally, Chloe has already sent the invitation. If you want to join the live streaming as well, you can do it. For today.
Great. Well, I love that we're so crystal clear that there are no questions. Well, if you need anything else, feel free to reach out. If you have any questions about the demo, reach out to your program heads or product marketers. If not, again, happy first quarter. Good luck, and see you guys soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.